गौराचंद्र बोले तो जाओ माया पिशाचिर को बोले भजीव बोली आए से संसार भीतरे भूलिया रहिले तुमी अब अविद्यार भरे तुम्हारे लईते आमी हैनु अवतार आमी बिना बंधु आर के आछे तोमार এনেছি ঔষধি মায়া নাসিবার লাগি হরিনাম মহামন্ত্র লাও তুমি মাগি ভক্তি বিনোদ প্রভু চরণে পড়িয়া সেই হরি नाम मंत्र लैल मागिया. Lord Gauranga calls, wake up sleeping souls, wake up sleeping souls. You have slept so long in the lap of the witch Maya. You came into this world saying, "Oh my Lord, I will certainly worship you." But having forgotten this promise, you have remained in great ignorance. Sorry, you have remained in great ignorance. I have descended just to serve you, to save you. Other than myself, who else is your friend? I have brought the medicine for destroying the illusion of Maya. Now pray for this Harinam Mahamantra and take it. Thakur Bhakti Vinod fell at the lotus feet of Lord Gauranga, and after begging for the holy name, he received that Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So yesterday, we have started our first session of Harinam Cintamani, and we have just discussed the first 3 chapters, glories of holy name, accepting holy name, and Namabhas. So today we will continue the offenses against holy name. Before that we should chant the Mangalarti, Mangalacharana first, then we'll start. Om Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurubhe Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Sri Guru Sri Jutapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhantitamscha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurati Sei Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So just Bhakti Vinod Thakur starting little Mangalacharan in every chapter, that is that all glories to all glories to Sriman Mahaprabhu, all glories to Jannava and Nityananda. Then he also glorifies all glories to Sita and Advaita, and Srivas Thakur, along with all other Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Then he is yesterday we were discussing Namabhasa. So we find there is Chaya Namabhasa and Pratibimba Namabhasa. And Chaya Namabhasa comes from anarthas, that is based on ignorance, and reflected or Pratibimba Namabhasa comes from anarthas based on the perverted envious knowledge, which obstructs devotion and therefore is called aparadha. And there is, and because of aparadh's offenses, one cannot chant pure name of the Lord, and unless one chant pure name, one cannot achieve the goal of life, that is Krishna Prem. अपराध शून्य हया लह कृष्ण नाम, निरपराधे नाम लैले पाए प्रेमोधर. When someone chants the holy names without offenses, then he could achieve the pure love of Godhead. So that's why these chapters starting from in Harinama Cintamani from chapter 4 up to 13 or 14, these 10 offenses, every one chapter, discussing about the different offenses. Then we have very short time. We have to finish all discussion of all these offenses in one, just in this session, at least. So, first offense is Haridas Thakur is explained to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and which is Bhakti Vinod Thakur is compiling, that Satam Ninda Namna Paramam Aparadham Pitanute Yatah Khyatim Yatam Yatam Katham Sa Sahate Tad Vigarhanam. That criticism of criticism or harmful intent, Ninda, to a person qualified as a devotee, sadhu, is considered a serious offense to the holy name. How can Lord tolerate criticism of those who spread the glory of the name? So this is the first offense, sadhu ninda. So as we know, in Rupa Goswami's teaching, Rupa Goswami Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has mentioned this particular offense as made elephant offense. It destroys completely the Bhakti Lata, the creepers of Bhakti. So, main thing, why we commit this offense? Why this? We have there's so many points, but due to the limit of time, we should discuss what is the cause of this offense, why we commit this offense, and what is the remedies. How can we get out from this offense? And it will be just like a mutual discussion. After every offense, we discuss. We should be a mutual like question answer, or we give our opinions. That first, that is Bhakti Vinod Thakur is writing sadhu ninda, but first we have to know who is sadhu. Then he gave this 28 qualities from Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is Lord Krishna explained to Uddhava. So then he told that there's many offenses, but some of these offenses are Swarupa Lakshan, and some of these the other offenses are not so important. There is secondary. Swarupa means one must, that is among these 28 offenses, that is Krishnaika Sarana, that is one must, a devotee, among other qualities, he must have this quality. Unless they have this quality, he cannot be called as sadhu. Krishnaika Sarana must fully surrender to Krishna. And then the other qualities, they will come automatically to their sadhu. So other qualities, they will just follow this. If you want to follow this, just observe this one quality, you will surrender completely to Krishna, and he will accept Krishna's lotus feet as everything for him. So there is no question of committing sins or other then other offenses could be eradicated gradually. So why one commits sadhuninda? Because of the 4 reasons is mentioned, that the Vaishnava may be criticized in four grounds or four ways: his caste, by his birth, and previous sins or faults committed in this life, an unpremeditated act of sin, and slight traces of previous sinful habits. So because of this, some who consider someone neophyte devotees, when they consider these things, sometimes they find they started blaspheming the devotees on these grounds. But a sadhu should not see all these faults. One has to, he will be like a honeybee. He will collect the honeys from, like honeybee collect honeys from flowers. So he should see every Vaishnava and see the good qualities. He will not consider all these things. So because of this, is seeing the faults in other devotees. So one cannot respect him properly. So then there are many other causes also mentioned here, but we have no very small time. So there is 3 types of devotees. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also mentioned in this point. There is 3 types: the Uttama Adhikari, Madhyama Adhikari, and the Kanishta Vaishnavas. And so Uttama Vaishnava cannot commit any offense. There is no question of committing any offense for a Uttama Bhakta or the pure devotee. And also only the neophyte devotee, the Kanishta, he sometimes commit offenses because he did not have a tendency to serve the Vaishnavas, and there is some chance of finding faults for him. In Madhyama Vaishnava also, he is not so much interested in seeing this. He is in Abha stage, in medium stage. Then this is not if he will stay with the higher devotees, first class with the other devotees, senior devotees in the association of Vaishnavas, there is no question of committing this offense. Because but Kanishta, there is chance of committing offenses. So still someone has to be very careful not committing offense at the feet of a Vaishnava. So we have in this point, anyone have a comment or anyone has question, I can explain it more. Hare Krishna. So regarding the remedy, that if someone commit the offense, there is no other remedy than just uh, begging the pardon or excuse from that Vaishnava. And the real business of a sadhu is sadhu sangha, sadhu seva, nama kirtan, and sarvajive dayai bhakta achara. That a sadhu always known by his association, he always remain in association of other sadhus, and he is always interested in serving Vaishnavas, other sadhus, and he is always engaged in Nam Kirtan, and he is always feel heavy compassion for the conditioned living souls. So these are the general behavior of a sadhu. So so to anyone who commit offense in a such a pit, then he has to beg forgiveness from the particular sadhu to whom he offenses, commit offenses. And so unless he got excused from that particular sadhu, when this sadhu excuses him or his offenses, and then he will be free from that first offense. When a sadhu did not excuse him, then he may take shelter of holy name. But he first duty to go to that particular sadhu in whose feet he has committed offenses, and then then you could be eradicated of this offense. One commit an offense by accident or by blasphemy of a devotee, one should sincerely feel repentant and cry at the feet of the devotee, "O Prabhu, please forgive my offense and give the mercy of the Vaishnava to this evil-minded blasphemer." So because the devotees are by nature, so they being very soft-hearted, they excuse this offense, and in this way one could become free from this first offense. Then he could chant the holy name purely. So any question about this first offense? Otherwise, go to second offense.
Maharaj, I have a question.
Yes.
In Chaitanya Bhagavat, it says, "Kata fute jei mukhe shei mukhe jai, paye kata fute leki skonde bahirai."
Yes, that is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say.
Yes, this is in Chaitanya Bhagavat, that if thorn poked on a toes,
Yes.
you cannot pull it out from the shoulder. You have to go to that.
Yes.
Then what about exception case with Devananda Pandit? He got Krishna Prem before he went to Sivas.
Devananda Pandit his offense is not in the same category. They not because he was just seeing what is going on. His students were just taking the Sivas Thakur out of this class hall. Then he just sitting there, but he could not protest. And again he got the mercy from another great devotee, that is Bhakteshwar Pandit. He saw Bhakteshwar Pandit, and Bhakteshwar Pandit has intentionally he went to his place, and then he gave the boon to Bhakteshwar Pandit that Krishna tumate ho ko premadhan, you may achieve pure love of Godhead at the feet of Lord Krishna. That's why Lord Chaitanya has a problem, because Bhakteshwar Pandit was such also a elevated devotee, and he gave this boon. He cannot reject these words of Bhakteshwar. And in other hand, Sivas Thakur he was a Uttam Vaishnava being. He was not so much considering this offense. So later on, he went to Sivas and get extinguished. So
But
okay.
Maharaj, if someone is a leader in a temple and in front of the leader, his follower is insulting another pure devotee, the leader will not suffer.
That is not the point. Point is that it's because he got the mercy from this Bhakteswar Pandit. It is not case in all cases like this. It happen like this someone, then some other devotee will come, exalted come and he bless him in other way. So anyhow, because there is this case, this is a special case, not all cases like this.
Okay.
That's why we have to serve Vaishnava. Tadere charana se bhi bhakta sanivas. If one always accept this one quality to always engage in service of other Vaishnavas, then this offense could be eradicated.
I heard one comment, Maharaj, from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur.
Yes.
On that verse, Tadasma Saram Hridayam Batedam, the famous verse on offense. That 4 things one should do if a person committed offense to one person.
Recording in progress.
Okay. If a person committed to another Vaishnava, but that Vaishnava does not want to forgive, it's possible even within ISKCON, he is angry, then this Vaishnava who committed offense, he should first go to that Vaishnava and ask forgiveness. Yeah. And if the forgiveness is not given, then he should try to serve whatever the natural inclination that person is in, like he's doing particular service, maybe indirectly helping that service so that it will draw attention of the senior devotee or Vaishnava who he committed offense. Yes. Even if that doesn't work, then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says he should go to another senior devotee to be a mediator in between. And even if that doesn't work, then he should take full shelter on holy name.
Okay, yes, it is holy name is in last. This we have to go this.
Correct, last. But he has to do all these 3 before number 4.
Yes, that's I agree.
Thank you.
So then the second offense will come to that Shivasya si Vishnur iha guno namadi sakalam dhiya bhirnam pasyet sa khalu hari namahitakarah. So he who equates Vishnu with Shiva and the rest of the devatas is an offender of the holy name. So this offense one commit because without knowing the position of Vishnu. So one must know that Lord Vishnu or Sri Krishna, who is the original Vishnu. So his position is not like others. Ekala Ishwara Krishna are Sabhutya. Everyone is servant of Krishna, and Krishna is the only Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, the ordinary, the other demigods, and they should not be worshipped or in the equal platform of their names also, not in equal platform of Krishna. But because of some devotees in those who are not neophyte devotees, now in just Navavas stage due to ignorance, Chaya, Namavas or something, sometimes they consider, like if they consider this is a great offense, they one should not consider the other demigods in the same platform of Vishnu. Then here is then he discussed about how Vishnu has 64 qualities and Krishna has 64 qualities, Vishnu has 60, and other living entities is 50 and 5 more with Shiva and Brahma. All these are discussed by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And in this way, he proved that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. And then he gave an example about how in Varnashrama, then he told that a Vaishnava should not be considered in the stage of Varna and Ashram. Whether he is a Grahastha, Sannyasi, or he is a Vanaprasthi or Brahmachari. So, if he is exalted Vaishnava, then he must be worshipped and must be get proper respect. One should not consider all these things. Then also he gave in Varnashrama how what is the people who act in like Raghunath. He gave this example of Raghunath Das, that how when he was a Grahastha and he was trying to leave this his home, then how Mahaprabhu instructed him, and after he became a renounced person, how Mahaprabhu instructed him differently. In different ashram, one has to follow differently. And so, in this way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur in detail, he discussed about the spiritual position of Vishnu and the demigods and how to avoid the offenses to other demigods also. Because generally, those are ignorant, they worship other demigods, and sometimes they worship in the same position. They're thinking that there is no difference between Vishnu and other demigods, and sometimes they offer the prasad of demigods to the devotees. Then devotees should not accept these prasadas. And but when they offer to Vishnu first, and then they offer to devatas, other demigods, then that Mahaprasad, then one can accept. So, in this way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur have discussion about the offenses. Then he told, by anyhow, somehow the accident it happens to devatas for accepting Vishnu as supreme. If someone accept, one repent the offense and concentrate the mind on understanding this true position of Lord Vishnu. And constant remembrance of Vishnu by constantly chanting the holy name of the Lord is the best means of obtaining relief from this offense. But one should be very careful not to commit the same offense again. The Lord is an ocean of mercy, an ocean of forgiveness, and then a dear friend who forgives one's for previous mistakes. So one should not, when one excuse for this offense, he will not give up the tendency of committing it again. In this way, this offense is discussed. So any comment or questions? On the second offense, anyone has a question or comment?
I remember one story, Maharaj, Gaur Govinda Maharaj, Sripad Gaur Govinda Maharaj mentioned about Vishwakshan. Probably you know that story. Who asked this Vaishnava to do the Shiva Puja. And then, but he was aware of Sanskrit. So when that Vaishnava was offering, he thought, my worshipable Lord is Nishingadev. I will offer Nishingadev first and then I will offer to Shiva, which is proper.
Yes.
But when he was doing Idam Pushpam, Nishingadev's name, then he immediately pulled out the sword. And then of course from Shiva Linga, Nishingadev appeared and killed him. So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
because that man, he was a leader of that village and he wanted to kill this Vaishnava. So Nishingadev appeared to take care of that. He killed him, the other person, Shiva Bhakta, who was
Yes.
trying to kill him. Like
Yes, so
that.
many stories like this about Chandidas. Was one year.
Yes,
We have
yes.
very little time, so we have to discuss all 10 offenses. So then, third offense, Guru Avagya, or to disrespect, disrespect the Guru, the spiritual master. Then I discussed that there are two types of the spiritual master. There is Sikkha Guru and Diksha Guru. And this when one takes shelter of lotus feet of Guru, he must, in proper consideration, he should accept a suitable Guru who knows who is a Tattvadarshi. Like in Bhagavad Gita, I told her, Jnanina Tattvadarshina. So then, Guru may be two types, Diksha Guru, or the persons who gives Krishna mantra, and Sikkha Guru, person who gives teachings on Tattva. Devotee who desires to quick advancement will give both Gurus equal respect. A person can accept only one Diksha Guru, but may have many Sikkha Gurus. Who gives Samandha Jnana. All the Vaishnavas who generate auspiciousness are regarded as Sikkha Guru. Some Sikkha Guru and some Diksha Guru, one should see them in equal platform. And specifically here is mentioned this offense regarding this, the disobeying the orders of spiritual master. That Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling that Nama Guru Prati Jati Abhagya Ghatat, because it is about offenses against holy name. So Nama Guru Prati Jati Abhagya Ghataye Dushta Sange Dushta Shastra Mata Samasraye. So because why you commit offenses? Because of our bad association with non-devotees, and and by reading the shastras, which is not Vaishnava shastras, the other shastras where the demigods' glories are described, and or they are not proper. Mayavad is there. So in this way, by the bad association and reading the scriptures which are not with Vaishnava conclusions, then one commit this offense. But after, when you commit this offense, he must be repent about him. Then he will go to the particular Guru in whose feet he commit offenses and pray him in a humble way by holding his feet. Should cry cry at his feet and ask for forgiveness. So in this way, the spiritual master being very merciful, and then you feel very compassionate about the offender. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur also described about the Sikkha Guru, that Sikkha Guru, like in all the Vaishnava Sampradayas, generally the founder acharyas. Like in our ISKCON also, founder acharya Srila Prabhupada is the Sikkha Guru for everyone. And all other Sikkha Gurus in a Sampradaya, they should follow his footprints. So in this way, one must always give respect to spiritual master, whether it's Sikkha Guru or Diksha Guru, but still in ISKCON, Prabhupada has a special position, being founder acharya, is Sikkha Guru for everyone. And Sikkha Sampradaya, actually in Vaishnava Sampradaya, Sikkha Sampradaya is more glorious than the Diksha. So in this way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur just telling that remedy for Guru of the offenses against spiritual master, if by bad association or contact with the false literature, one happens to reject such a genuine master, Nama Guru, who has imparted the glories of holy name and taught the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, one should immediately give up the bad association and literature and in sorrow approach the feet of one's guru. The guru, being merciful, um, will reinstate the disciple and through the holy name will bestow prema. So in this way, one can make himself free from this offense. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita we see this Mahaprabhu giving instruction to Rupa Goswami, and the Prabhupada wrote in in his purport that this particular offense is the greatest offense. This someone is commit offenses in the fate of his spiritual master. So one must be very careful avoiding this offense, that you should not commit any offense, either a Sikkha Guru or a Diksha Guru. You must be careful. In one sense, Sikkha Guru or Diksha, who may be Sikkha Guru or Diksha Guru, but he is a Guru who has possessed all the qualification that Rupa Goswami mentioned in our in Upadashamrita, that Bacha Begam, Manasa Krodha Begam, Jiva Begam, Udara Upastha Begam. Guru must possess all these things. He must be honoring Krishna's pure devotee, completely surrendered at the feet of Krishna. So if you commit such offenses at feet of such a exalted Vaishnava, who is in that position of Sikkha Guru, one must beg forgiveness from him and he will not commit this offense again. Then he can progress in his chanting, in his pure chanting of the Lord. So anything to add with this third offense? Anyone question or comment?
I was thinking, Maharaj, with the Ishwar Puri and Madhavendra Puri, the famous verse on that in Antalila.
Yes.
Eishe Sri Madhavendra Sipad Upeksha Karila, say Aparade Ihar Bhasana Janmila. So how do I can detect if I committed offense or not by seeing my heart has a material desire are growing. Prestige, adoration, lava, puja, pratishtha, like this. If it is growing, means some offense took place somewhere.
Anyhow, this is the example of Ramachandra Puri, how is degraded because of association of Mayavadis in South India. He was in the beginning, he was not, but when he came to Remuna, where Ram Madhavendra Puri was that time, and Ishwar Puri was serving him. So that time, because of that is the cause, and then Madhavendra Puri rejected him. So again he went and committed offense at the other devotees in Puri also finally, and he committed offenses in feet of Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So that's why one must be very careful not committing the offenses. If you Ishwara Parjanta, even if you commit offenses at the Guru's feet, then it will gradually goes up to the Supreme Lord. In this way, the devotional life will be finished. So one must be Guru Sevi, not Guru Tyagi or Guru Bhogi. The three types of disciples like Guru Bhogi, Guru Sevi, and Guru Tyagi. So one should engage himself in serving a spiritual master as long as because he is a pure devotee of Krishna. Okay, third offense. Then yes, Maharaj, please.
I have seen that let me say, I have heard from some devotees telling other devotees, don't be conscious of your guru, be conscious of Prabhupada. Don't worship only Prabhupada. I have heard this many times. So my mind has been wondering, will this not make someone become offensive?
I could not understand properly.
I was saying that.
Yes.
I've I've been hearing from many devotees telling other devotees
Yes.
that they should not be conscious of their guru. They should be conscious of only Prabhupada.
Got it. Okay.
I've heard it directly from many devotees.
Yeah, this is for special regions in ISKCON to keep the unity of ISKCON. That some, but still, she is Prabhupada is the founder Acharya. He is a special position. Like in any sampradaya, in Sri sampradaya also Ramanuja Acharya is a special, Madhavacharya in have a special position. So Prabhupada being founder Acharya, he has special position that as a Sikkha Guru, preeminent Sikkha Guru. It does not mean that one should completely neglect his Sikkha Guru. Diksha Guru must be also, because Nam Guru, Diksha Guru is giving the name. So here we are considering the Nam Aparats. So one should respect the Diksha Guru also in the proper way, not just in Shastra Sikkha, according to the Prabhupada's teachings is the top, whatever Prabhupada wrote in his book, that is the law book for this ISKCON. But in day to day, we must take consultation from our Diksha Guru and accept his advice about our spiritual life, day to day, how we could progress in Nam Bhajan. So that is the Diksha Guru's responsibility. So a disciple should consult his Diksha Guru about everything, detail about Nama, how to chant purely, and any hindrances he's facing any problem. So Diksha Guru must solve all these problems. So about Shastra Sikkha must be fully depend on Prabhupada. But for the Diksha, at least about Nam Bhajan, you must take practical guidance from his Diksha Guru. That is my just I think. Okay.
But Maharaj, I have a question on this, that Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru has to be same, they have to be aligned, not like a two opposite instruction.
It should be the same.
Okay.
So everyone accepted in ISKCON, Prabhupada is the Sikkha Guru, preeminent Sikkha Guru. Whether he is a Diksha Guru in ISKCON or any other devotee in ISKCON, senior or junior, everyone considers Prabhupada as whatever Prabhupada told, that is the final. Okay.
Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
Maharaj, I have a question.
Yes.
Maharaj, you mentioned that Shiksha is more important than Diksha. And then in this age of Kali, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra can bring all perfection to a devotee, even up to the point of attaining the law of God. In describing this five potent form of devotional service,
Yes.
Swami, he mentions that just by performing any one of these five processes, Pancha Alpa Sangha, the little association of these Angas, Krishna Prem Janmai, so it can give love of God. So now my question is, Maharaj, if somebody thinks that just chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is so important, and by taking some instruction from a bona fide devotee, and I'll just simply dedicate myself to his instructions, and there is no need for me to take Diksha.
Yeah.
What do you comment about this move, Maharaj?
No, now yes, Bhakti Vinod Thakur mentioning in Harinama Cintamani that one must accept the Diksha Guru. One man he telling that specifically in this age of Kali, this Harinama Sankirtan is most important. Even Navada Bhakti we see Mahaprabhu also told Tar Madhye Sarvaseshtha Nama Sankirtan Niraparadhe Nama Laile Paye Premadhan. So anyhow, but in this age of Kali, this is the Juga Dharma, and that's why it is given More important, Nam Binuara Kichuta Nahi Chauda Bhuvana Mache. That is Bhakti Vinod Thakur's telling the so he compiling this Harinama Cintamani. So we are discussing about the importance of holy name here and how so if someone the Haridas Thakur was chanting day and night, but he was also known the Shastras in detail. So this is Mahaprabhu just the speaker of this Harinam Cintamani is Haridas Thakur and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is hearing. So other process also helpful, but generally in the age of Kali because of this Yuga Dharma, that's why in the introduction Bhaktivinoda Thakur told that introductory chapter that you have to give prior, very important about the chanting of the holy name. One cannot avoid chanting. Other by avoiding other process, accepting all other process, but chanting must not be avoided, must be there. Hare Nama, Kevalam. So we should consider all these things. So we are discussing Harinam Cintamani. That's why we are just glorifying the holy name. What Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our previous Acharya, he gave a decision. Okay, that's okay.
Okay, Maharaj.
Okay, then we come to the fourth offense, Suti Shastra Nindanam. By blaspheming the Vedic literatures, a literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. So, scripture means the four Vedas, the Upanishads and the Puranas. And these have emanated from the breathing of Krishna and constitute perfect final knowledge and authority. Knowledge of spiritual matter is specially found in this traditional work called Amnaya, the Vedic knowledge, coming through an authorized sampradaya. Therefore, the devotee should engage in studying these works. So, so this is the one should not blaspheme the Vedic literatures. That is the four Vedas and Upanishads and Puranas. And maybe there are some differences of opinions in the different places. But one must understand this by Shastra, by discussing among devotees. Nana Shastra Vicharanai Kanipunu. And they should achieve a conclusion. But they should not blaspheme the scriptures. That is because this necessity of scriptures is there. That is why Krishna compiled all this. Why Krishna Vyasadeva compiled the Shastras? Because this to destroy the ignorance of the conditioned souls. So Krishna in this stage of Kali, no one can be remember these things. You are not Sutidharas. So that's why to have the living entity, then to know the Shastra, Sri Krishna compiled all these Vedic literatures. So one should not blaspheme the Vedic literatures or other literatures that they are in pursuance of Vedic version. And but some books there is some offensive philosophies. That is six type of Bhaktivinoda Thakur discussed about this philosophies in six different types of philosophies that the philosophers given, as we know, and except with them also he added about those were Tantra Shastras and even this the other scriptures, those are the opposing the real Vedic literatures like Srimad Bhagavatam. The conclusions of Bhagavatam is the topmost. This is Amala Praman. This is the conclusion of all Vedas. This is the commentary on Vedanta Sutra. So in this way, the final conclusion one must take from Bhagavatam. And one must not accept other literatures from Mayavada, Kapila. the Mayavad Shastra they will not accept. And so in this way, Bhaktivinoda Thakur discussed this offense. And in the present day, this is also the Kali Yuga. The so-called these great devotees also avoid the sweet names of Supreme Lord Krishna, and instead worship his energy of illusion, Maya Devi. That is by some devotees should avoid all these things. If somehow others one commit offenses against this Shastra or blaspheme this, he is somehow other blaspheme the Shastra, then one or one commits Suti Ninda, one should be repentant and offer his respect to the scriptures. With devotion, one should offer flowers and tulsi leaves to the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Vedas. Then the Srimad Bhagavatam being the essence of the Vedas and the incarnation of Krishna is certain to give its boundless mercy. So in this way, one can become free from this offense. That is the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's conclusion here. So anyone, any comment or question?
Yes, Maharaj, I have one question or principal clarification also.
Yes.
So Maharaj, like we are speaking about Suti Shastra Nindanam, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he categorizes like Veda, Upanishad, Puranas. So in Puran, there are different Puranas. For example, Shiva Puran establishes Lord Shiva being the supreme. And the worshippers of Lord Shiva, they accept that as the highest pramana and they respect Lord Shiva in that way. If someone who doesn't accept Lord Shiva as the supreme, is he not committing offense unto the Shiva Puran? How do you comment?
So that's why I told that Bhaktivinoda Thakur told that all Shastras one should consider according to the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the commentary of Vedanta Sutra, and this is the conclusion of all Vedic literatures. So that's why in other way there is also three types of the Puranas in Saptaguna, in Rajaguna, and Tamaguna. There are three mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So being the Vishnu Bhakta, those who are surrendered to Lord Vishnu, they accept only the scriptures that are in mood of goodness. So that's why there is 6 Puranas in mood of goodness, and then the Vaishnavas, they consider they are more authentic. The scriptures in Sattva. And in considering Srimad Bhagavatam conclusions, they do not criticize these literatures, but because ultimate compiler is Vyasadeva, but they accept the conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam. So okay.
Maharaj,
Yes.
it says Bhagavan Sambandha Bhakti Avideya Haya Prema Prayojan Vede Tina Vastu Kaya.
Yes.
So Veda giving this Sambandha Avideya and Prayojan. But then we see Krishna told to Arjuna, Trigunna Vishaya Veda Nistrigunna Bhavarjuna. Nirdanda Nitya Saptasto Nirjoga Skema Atmavan. He said, go above Veda. It seems like a kind of rejected. Not rejected, but it appears like this. The feeling that you have to go above Veda.
Yes, above that is Bhagavatam is above. Amala Praman, this is the Amala Praman. Bhagavatam is not in Sattaguna Purana. This is even above Sattaguna. This is above in Gunatrita stage. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamalam Prema Pumartha Mahan. This is the conclusion of Bhagavatam is to love, that one must achieve love of Godhead. not dharma, artha, kama, mogo. Kama, moksha, that is the conclusion of other gunas. Is above the three modes of materialization. Srimad Bhagavatam. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur telling that one should accept the conclusion that is given in Srimad Bhagavatam.
But to be honestly, Maharaj, in a practically, when you promote, not promoting, you are glorifying Bhagavatam, which is perfect. Automatically, human nature to look down the other Vedas.
Yes, according to one's own nature, his mind goes to somewhere. So,
No, my point is that when we are glorifying, respecting Bhagavatam and looking down other Veda, is that offense or it's okay?
when you are looking when accepting Bhagavatam and looking other Puranas, or sometimes we quoting some other Puranas. So as we will quote them, as long as the conclusion is same as given in Bhagavatam. Some other Puranas also the same conclusion, along with the Bhagavatam conclusions of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay.
So, but when it is disagree with the conclusion of Bhagavatam, then we have to reject that. We have to accept what is the conclusion is given in Bhagavatam. This is the last mature writings of Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva gave, after writing all of the literatures, he gave Bhagavatam. He was not achieving peace, and you know everything how Narada Muni told him to compile Bhagavatam. So in this way, we have to accept Bhagavatam as the primary importance. Then other things, other literatures must be in according to Bhagavad conclusion. We have to weigh which is giving the same conclusion as Bhagavatam, we accept.
Maharaj, also in the beginning of this offense, you said something interesting. You said that there are 6 philosophies.
Yeah.
And 116 Bhagavatam in the purport, I remember Prabhupada says, unless somebody is conversant with those 6 philosophy, he should not even sit in the Besasana.
Yeah.
So should we read those or not read? If I read is offense and not read, then I'm not qualified to speak.
One may not follow them, but they must be Uttam Vaishnava must know everything. That is that Sarva Shastra Sunipuna, Drodhanistha Ja. He must Sarva Shastra means Sunipuna. But he should accept the conclusion of Bhagavad. For his preaching purpose, he may have faced some arguments somewhere, but unless you know the secrets of this philosophy, how can you defeat them? So, for that purpose, but not for following purpose, not follow these conclusions.
I have a small thing to say.
Eh?
Maharaj Kamalakshmi Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam.
That is, Adyech, Madhyech, Antyech, Sarvatra Harir Giyate.
Yes.
When we see even the Linga Puran, Markandeya Puran, Tamasika Puran, they're not Tamasika, but actually it is meant for Tamasic people.
Yes.
We see the glories of Lord Shiva as the Vibhuti of Krishna.
Yes.
So when the glorification of Lord Shiva is done, actually Vaishnavas are very happy to see that Krishna's energy is manifest to Lord Shiva. Vibhuti is manifest to Lord Shiva.
Yes.
So in this way, we have to harmonize all the Puranas.
Yes.
Same in the philosophies also. The 6 systems of philosophy are nothing but the different levels of manifestation of absolute truth. So when they are seen in harmony with Bhagavatam and the Vedanta Sutras, then they all fall in line.
Yes.
They are not contradictory.
Yeah.
So that is what is my humble.
Yes, I accept. So we should not consider any other Shastra that is contradicting Bhagavatam. The point is there. We should nothing. Only with the great Vaishnavas, they always see everything that is given by Vyasadeva. In other Puranas, there are also in accordance of conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam, and they do not find any distinction between them, so that did not blaspheme any literatures, Vedic literatures. So anyhow, then we come to the next offense, that is Harinama Kalpanam, that to consider the glories of holy name that described in Shastra. One should not think that they are only simply uh, described in imaginary. They are not imaginary. Uh, they are actual fact. The glories of holy name should not be considered as imaginary. That is and next offense, there are two offenses giving to Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave together, that Arthanuvada and Harinama Kalpana. To think the glories of the holy name are imaginary is against all against all scriptures. To think everything written about the holy name is not actually true, just exaggerated the praises to encourage a person to develop a taste for the name is called Arthabad. Everything glorifying the karma and jnana kanda is certainly just to inspire people to take up those practice. But this is not true. Concerning holy name, they have to think like that. That is considered to be an offense. So that is we see how the case of in Govardhan Mujumdar's assembly when Haridas Thakur was there, then the Gopal Chakravarti, he could not believe when Haridas Thakur was explaining the glories of holy name, and he explaining three types of chanting, and he told the offensive chanting, someone chanting offensive with offenses, then his all material desires would get fulfilled. And by nama abhasana one come to one achieve liberation, and pure name one achieve love of Godhead. So that's why we see what happened to Gopal Chakravarti. This is not because he is committed this offense, could not believe the glories of holy name of the Lord. He started he was glorifying the Karma Kanda and different other aspects of the Vedas. And if you want praises on Karma Kanda, there is not Nartamadas Thakur in otherwise he said that Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Kevala Visera Bhanda. So there is nothing, if someone thinking that they are nectarian, and then he minimized the glories of holy name, could not have full faith on holy name, then this is he will commit a great offense. So if someone commit this offense, they could not believe in the glories of holy name, then if one happens to commit the offense of minimizing the glory of the holy name, with straw in his mouth, he should humbly go before the assembly of Vaishnavas and reveal his offense at their feet, begging sincerely for forgiveness. The devotees of the Lord, conversant with all the glories of the name, will mercifully forgive him and embrace him. The offense of thinking that the glories of the name are exaggerated, or the offense of concerning one's own material meaning in the holy name, which arise from the deception of material consciousness, will not be occur again. If one happens to talk with one of these offenders, one should immediately, with one's clothes with his one's cloth, bathe in the Ganges. If Ganga water is not available, one should bathe fully clothed in any other body of water. If no water is available, one should perform mental bath for purification to free from this offense. So, any comment or any question? Okay, then we go to next offense, committing sin on the strength of chanting holy name. Nama bala jasya papa buddhi. Na vidyate tasya jamaihi sudhi. That a person who has the intention of committing sin on the strength of chanting the holy name cannot be purified by observance of rules and regulations. So, when one says this is one of the greatest offense against holy name, that if someone planningly doing some committing some sinful activity, then thinking that because just simply chanting once the holy name once, one could not commit such sinful activities or actions that could not be, and that from many lifetimes all his sinful reactions could be eliminated, could be neutralized by simply chanting once the holy name of the Lord. He could not commit such sinful activities that he get there by the result of chanting holy name. So that's why the power of the name to eradicate sinful activities, just planningly, if he utilize it, no doubt, if he by ignorance, by someone commit this offense, and later on, like example, he committed many offenses by chanting. When he was chanting Narayana, he had no plan that, he did not know that the glories of this holy name. So in this case, one can be free from this his sinful reactions. But if someone planningly do some offense, if planningly commit offense and think that, later on I may chant holy names more and my offense will be eradicated. So this is not possible. It is guaranteed that one's previous sinful tendency will be quickly be destroyed, but the purity which is natural to the soul will be established. However, in interim period between sinful life and pure state, there may be some attachment to the previous sinful activity. Since the person does not commit new sins in the interim period and is constantly engaged in devotional service, the past sinful tendencies become quickly dissipates. So, the more one engages in name, then quicker will that sinful trust be increased. So, Krishna gave personal protection to the person who is chanting, always chanting the holy name of the Lord. And when someone commits by an offense, when one commits some sinful activities accidentally, if a devotee by accident happens to commit a sin, it does not resort to prashchita, karma kanda purity, the rights. So, but he will not go to hell, but will in the end engage in nectar of the pure name. But if you planningly commit some sins, then this is become an offense. Yeah. So if by if someone falls into this mentality, one should purify oneself by association with pure Vaishnavas. Sinful desires are like thieves on the road of bhakti, and the pure Vaishnavas are the protectors of the road, and one loudly calls out the name of the name of his protectors and takes shelter in the lotus feet of pure devotees, then Vaishnava will come and the thieves, the desire for sinful activities will flee. So in this way, if someone committing the knowingly this offense, and when he could understand his mistakes, then he must worship Vaishnavas, but to a pure devotee, he will go to a pure devotee and serve him and ask him to help him to eradicate his offense and give him protection in bhakti. In this way, one can free from this offense. The seventh offense, committing sinful activity in strength of chanting holy name of the Lord. So, any question, comment?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Rukmini Krishna Das.
Yes.
Maharaj, if one neglects his prescribed duties, that is also considered as a sin. Because normally we see when a person comes new in Krishna consciousness,
Yes.
he may neglect his family members, he may neglect his parents, and then thinking that I'm chanting the holy name.
Yes. If he is pure love,
Will that be considered under this offense?
no, if one reject his family and all these things, or because of he is not able to perform his proper duties, that to maintaining the family or then just for better sanskarification, if he leave family, then that is offense. But if he is leaving everything for the pleasure of Krishna, Krishna knows everything, what is in the heart of the man. So, if he is for the benefit of the conditioned souls, or to, his intention is to please Guru and Krishna, then this is leaving this thing, that just like Raghunath Das began first, Mahaprabhu told him, just return back to your home. But when he accepted Vairagya Ashram, again then Mahaprabhu appreciate him. So in this way, one can leave his home but not imitate others. He must have a real desire to achieve Krishna Prem. For that purpose only, he leave, accepting the advice of seniors like his Guru, then other Vaishnavas he should consult, reveal his heart, then he can, that is not offense.
This is one extreme of rejecting the family. One is continuing his family life but is neglecting his business, his office duties, thinking that now I am a devotee. So will that be considered as a seventh offense?
No. Yeah, if there is intention for sanskar to be little, there is he just left because of some material enjoyment or material motives, then this is considered offense. Okay.
Thank you.
Any other question, comment? Then we'll go to the next offense, that is Haribhakti, Harinama Cintamani is describing here. There is Asurdhadhane Vimukhya api Asunvati Iya Upadesa Shiva Nama Paradha, giving the instruction to the holy name to those without faith and with no interest in the Lord for the name. We actually do not hear the name is an offense to the Lord's name. Aswadhaluam ko Hare Krishna, but to preach to a person the glories of holy name, who has not proper faith, Uh, so the qualification for holy name, the first qualification is the Shraddha. Shraddha Mulya. The Nityananda Prabhu has opened this marketplace of holy name, and if you want someone want to purchase the holy name, then he has to pay the price of Shraddha, must have full faith. And according to one's Shraddha, one is considered as a Vaishnava. Jahar Uttama Shraddha, then Jahar Kanishta Shraddha, se Kanishta Jana, Jahar Komala Shraddha, Kanishta Jana, Krame Krame sei Bhakta hoibe Uttama. But Shraddha, without any faith, then how can one be qualified to receive the holy name? And so the qualification for accepting the holy name, that a gross materialist who is engrossed only a personal sense gratification and has not developed faith in Krishna, does not even hear the name. Faith in the Lord is the qualification for the name. Then good birth, good family, knowledge, strength, and the educational qualifications do not give the qualifications for receiving the holy name. The only qualification is faith. Faith means to give unflinching conviction in the glories and powers of the holy name. So, this is the conclusion of Shastra Scripture's word, that one should think that by taking shelter of name, all auspicious activities are performed and nothing else remain to done. That is called faith. One who does not have such faith does not have qualification for the name. So, but sometimes we accept people's, those who want to join this movement, our ISKCON, and sometimes we accept some devotees come to ISKCON without knowing anything, the glories of the name or anything. Their purpose is different. So in that case, we see that this is offense. That Ashwadhana, that if you give holy name and give the glories of, advise him about the glories of the holy name, and this is a great offense. So, if someone in this category, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explaining about accepting the disciples by Guru, you must consider about this point, on this point. And he told that this is the aparadho Guru, this is the greatest offense, that both Guru and disciples, and they will fall down from their position. And if somehow other as spiritual master, he accepted the disciples, unqualified disciples, who has no Shraddha for holy name, and with proper consideration, then the Guru's duty is to disclose, after knowing that this disciple is not following his instructions and is unqualified to become a disciple, then he must disclose this thing. Vaishnava Samaje taha kari vigyapana, sei dushta shishya tyaga kare mahajana. Then the Guru himself must disclose it in an assembly of Vaishnavas, that how this particular living entity to whom he has advised the glories of holy name and accepted him disciple, actually he did not know when he was giving initiation to him, then he must reject the disciple. Sei dushta shishya tyaga kare mahajan. Then he must reject the disciple. Otherwise, then the Guru have to, the person who advised a person the glories of holy name, who is not qualified, he is still in attachment in a material world and sense gratification, he will be suffered. So, In this way, one can free from this offense when he discloses the truth, that to one to whom he has advised about the glories of the holy name, described him and preached him, and then he should disclose it in the assembly of Vaishnavas, and he must separated from such a person who has no faith, full faith on the glories of the holy name. If by misfortune or accident a guru gives the name and instructions to a faithless person, he should have great fear. He should confess in front of the Vaishnavas and give up that bad disciple. If the guru does not do this, by the influence of offense, he himself fall down under illusion and become a worthless fool, devoid of bhakti. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur told this is a great offense, just to advise about the glories of holy name to a faithless, to a person who has no full faith on the holy name. So any question? Comment?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
It is also written in this Harinam Cintamani that Lord Chaitanya gave the order to give instructions in the name everywhere, but that means to give it to the faithful man, and
Yeah.
by that perfection will be reached.
Yeah, that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur told that first one should do loud kirtan. First one do loud kirtan, and by hearing that kirtan and joining that kirtan party, when one chant and dance the holy name loudly, then gradually he will come to this platform of Shraddha. Then one can, when he himself inquire, then one can advise.
That is, we can go on distributing the holy name by Sankirtan, but personally we should not advise anyone until he comes to the faith.
Personally, we should not advise.
But normally, whenever whosoever we meet, we ask him to chant the holy name. We give the beads. Whoever comes to the temple, we give the beads and ask them to chant the holy name.
Chant the holy name, but not describe the glories of holy name.
But in this sentence, what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing, that Mahaprabhu has asked us to give the holy name only to the faithful person.
Yes. And here is also in Harinam, he is writing that one should first go in Harinam Sankirtan, loud kirtan, and after hearing the kirtan and dancing with devotees, then the faith will come. Then when that person inquires, then you can advise. You can.
So then how do you explain Jare Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh?
Jare Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh, that is Bhagavad Gita. We could
Yes,
tell-
but Prabhupada said, in America, Prabhupada said the devotees to go out on Harinam,
Yes.
glorify Harinam.
That's why we have to go first holy name. Holy name, when Nam Sankirtan, by hearing holy name and with chanting, dancing with devotees, generally we come, one come to the platform of faith. We have, develop some faith in holy name.
Alright, we encourage our temple visitors to chant on the beads. We don't ensure that they have participated in Sankirtan or not. We don't ensure that.
We are not explaining them the glories, but we have to engage them, just chant and dance, take prasad. So when you then gradually, in the association of Vaishnavas, he can develop faith.
Should ask them to chant on the beats. Because as per this statement, I mean, I was under this impression we can spread the holy name. We need not tell them the glories of the holy name. But this sentence was very confusing.
Prabhupada said, I hope Lord Krishna forgive us. We are trying to follow our Guru Maharaj and Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada was concerned about this also.
Devotees are very merciful, and we see what Prabhupada did practically. And when he reached America, then he chanted, not immediately told the people the glories. Unless they asked Prabhupada initiation, Prabhupada never asked. First there's a Keith or Kirtananda Maharaj asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, I can become your disciple. Then Prabhupada not explain anyone, these people simply engage them in chanting and dancing and feasting. Gradually they developed it. Then Prabhupada gave initiation. So,
Maharaj,
yes.
Maharaj, I wanted to just share some reflection. Just now you are reading from Harinama Cintamani,
Yes.
and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he is referring to this point, he is speaking about a Diksha Guru's position, that who he should not give this holy name, or even if he has initiated somebody to this chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and later on he finds out he is an undesirable person, then in publicly he should announce, then ban him or reject him from being his disciple.
The assembly of Vaishnavas.
My question is, Maharaj, so is there any difference between a guru officially initiating somebody, giving him the mantra to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then just in general somebody who is not in the position of initiating Sri Master is just asking somebody to chant the holy name of the Lord? Is there any difference?
Yes, there is a, because of after we giving giving mala means you have to chant it and give him and accept him as disciple. One case I see in this regard, how in Bhubaneswar, ISKCON Bhubaneswar, Gaur Govinda Maharaj, he rejected one disciple. His one disciple was initiated, then he come to Vrindavan without his permission. He refusing, then he come and join here in 24-hour kirtan. Then he told, okay. Then after sometimes he has established some relation with some girl and some Western girl. Then went back to Bhubaneswar, then asked Maharaj to give permission for marriage. So Maharaj advised him. For 7 days he just preached him. And he told but when he not accepted his advice, not accepted what he is telling, she immediately called other disciples and told him, by not proper considering that time I accepted him disciple, now I find that he's unqualified to become a disciple. So now I reject him. Just take his kanthi and bead back and let him go wherever he like to go. So this is extreme case sometimes. So, but Guru the Vaishnavas sometimes more merciful. Even generally the Guru they never reject his disciples. Prabhupada case of Prabhupada, we have so many examples. He never reject his disciples. He always sometimes when someone asked Prabhupada to go, I want to go to take initiation from someone from Gaudiya Math. Then Prabhupada told it, when he come to ask mercy from Prabhupada, Prabhupada just told him go to hell. So anyhow.
Maharaj, actually I was concerned about this point from Chaitanya Charitamrita, where it says Diksha Purashcharya Vidhi Apeksha na kare, Jivha Sparse A Chandala Savare Uddhare.
Yes.
So, in general, this is a kind of a general statement, simply one who just vibrates the holy name through his lips, tongues. So,
That is Abhas chanting. By this Abhas chant, this type of chanting, one can achieve everything except Krishna Prema. So, without accepting a guru, one cannot enter into the Nitya Lila of Krishna. So he can become become a citizen of but he cannot get the intimate service unless he accept a guru. Guru is intimate servant of Radha Krishna. Nikunja Jono Rati Keli Siddhai Ayali Vir Juktira Pekhaniya. Then he could engage someone. So if someone want to engage in the service of Radha Krishna, then he has to accept a guru.
No, Maharaj. My concern was in general, because this is the potential of the chanting of the holy name. Just by simply vibrating the name, one can be delivered. So when we are not actually initiating somebody to this mantra without revealing the secret or the glories, just because as a Vaishnava being so merciful, and you just ask somebody, please chant Krishna's name. And you encourage them, even though they are faithless people, but out of when you are being friendly to them and you are encouraging them, being your mood or happy situation, they may also chant this holy name.
Yes, that means he has already developed faith. That means he has faith, sometimes of faith. So that's why he's become qualified to chant holy name. When he had any advice from another one, then he accepts the advice, he develops some faith. And this price for accepting the holy name is faith, Shraddha Mudli. This is okay. Okay.
Because in that verse, Maharaj, what Padmanabhan Prabhu is saying,
Yes.
I remember that purport. In that purport, Prabhupada quote those verses. Krishna Nam hoite heve sangsara mochan, Krishna Nam hoite pave Krishna charan. So it is not, and Prabhupada actually, I would say, pressured in there. Yes, Krishna Nam actually have that power to give. I remember it's a big purport. It's one of the most controversial purport. Well, I should not say controversial, but it is controversial.
So anyhow, one has to develop some type of faith. Unless faith, how can one start chanting? He develops some faith, and the person who is advising him, he must have faith on him, or he may develop. Then he can accept the holy name and start chanting.
Whereas, like other day you were giving this example, no?
Yeah.
That this month of Magh, anybody can go and take birth, whether he has faith or not. Still, he will get the benefit of taking birth in Ganga, in fact, Sangam. So chanting holy name is like that kind of thing. That okay, whether he has faith or no faith, but anyone who chants Jivhas Parse A Chandala Savare Uddhare.
Will be effect. If not, he's a blasphemer or an offender. So the holy name can destroy the person also if he is a blasphemer. He accepts, then later on he will reject and blaspheme holy name. So anyhow, next offense, that is धर्म व्रत त्याग उतादि सर्व शुभ क्रिया सामान्योपि. It is an offense to consider holy name to be the same level as material pious activities or shubha karma, such as occupational duties, vows of austerity, renunciation, and sacrifices. To Mm. So this is actually we that were regularly chanting in as our eighth offense, constantly chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one of the auspicious ritualistic activities, apart spiritual activities. But here Bhaktivinoda Thakur putting it in a next position. So Krishna is like the sun, as the qualities of sun pervade all its aspects. Lord's spiritual nature pervades all his aspects. Thus, the Lord's diverse form named abode and pastimes are all completely spiritual and conscious. Unlike material names, which are different from material objects, the Lord's principal name are non-different from the Lord. When the Lord chants the Lord's name, when the devotee chants the Lord's name, that name comes directly from the spiritual level, from Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual Atma. And from the Atma, the name spreads throughout the body and dances on the devotee's tongue and in his mind. If one takes the name with this conception, then it is real name of Lord with his full potency. If one takes the name to be a material thing, a product of material energy, one gains only only grief. Seeing such a person, one should bathe and purify oneself by remembering the Lord. So, holy name is a spiritual platform. It's coming from Goloka Vrindavan, this Golok, and this and dancing in our tongue. So, one should not consider the holy name as a ritualistic activities or Subha Karma, or and it is holy name is the means to attain. A end is different from name. It means that holy name is means the holy name also sadhya and sadhana both. But when one see it indifferently, then I consider the other the ritualistic activities. I consider the holy name also as a ritualistic activity of Subha Karma. Auspicious or ritualistic activities offer any fruitive activities in Karma Kanda section of Veda, then he commit an offense. So name is sadhya and sadhana, and when one thinks that it is a means, name is a means to achieve something higher than that. By chanting the holy name, we can fulfill our other desires, then this becomes an offense. So, when one sings the names of Krishna with a sincere heart, transcendental bliss will come automatically and make the heart dance. The happiness experienced in prema, the essential character of the name, which is full of the unsurpassable joy of Lord and his pastimes, is the ultimate goal of jiva. Though the happiness achieved by impersonal jnana and yoga may seem great in comparison to the intermittent shadow of the holy name, the happiness, this is shadow, is not real happiness. So, in comparison to the bliss of the holy name, the happiness of merging in the Brahman, cannot be compared. So, in this way, it is mentioned that we cannot consider the glories of holy name, chanting the holy name in the same platform of other Subha Karmas or Karma Kanda. That is Subha Karma and name as means to find something. If you will consider in that way, then it's becoming offense. So, if one should commit this offense and desire to relief, he should first desire to purify himself by good association and chanting the name. His intelligence will be purified and he can progress to prema. The offender should give up all his external considerations and smear his body with the dust from the feet of a householder devotee of their low birth who is fully surrendered of the pure name. And his Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving the example of Kalidas, that he got free from this offense by serving Jharu Thakur, and he has some tendency in beginning, and by serving Jharu Thakur, he got free from this offense. So when we commit this offense, he should eat the devotee's food remnants, he should drink water which has washed the devotee's feet, and he should chant the pure name. This will purify the intelligence. An example of Kalidas, one should purify himself of offense and again become the recipient of the Lord's mercy. And he should take vow not to commit again such offenses. So in this way, from this particular offense, one can free and will qualify to chant the pure names. So any question, a comment?
Kalidas was more fortunate than others even.
Who?
Kalidas, after serving Jharudas, then he got Mahaprabhu's directly,
Yes.
Mahaprabhu's mercy.
Yes.
So that process is perfect.
Yes. Bhakta pada dhuli ar bhakta pada jao bhakta bhungta avases तीन महाबल.
Yes.
बार बार सर्वशास्त्र पुकारिया कहे यही तीन हईते कृष्ण प्रेम भक्ति है. Mahaprabhu gave the conclusion. So a short of time we have then inattention, pramada or negligence. So Haridas Thakur, Haridas has continued his speak. O Lord, here in Puri you taught the importance of performing chanting of the name without negligence to Sanatana Goswami. And in South India, to Gopal Bhatta, he have counted inattention or pramada as one of the aparadh. If inattention is present in one's chanting of the name, one cannot attain nistha or steadiness. And without steadiness, one cannot attain prema. Therefore, inattention must be given up. Even if one successfully overcome all the other offenses in chanting, and even if one chants the name continuously, prema may still not appear. The reason for this, that one commits the offense known as pramada or inattention. This offense will block the progress of prema. Pramada means inattention or carelessness. It is from this offense that all unearths arise. So the wise men recognize three types of inattention: indifference and inertia or laziness and restlessness of the mind. So inattention or inattentive chanting is telling the three types. That is inattention or indifference. One is the laziness and restlessness of mind. So this is the Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the Padma Purana Shloka gave this 10 offenses, then it is like 11th that Bhaktivinoda Thakur told that this is the cause of all other offenses. One commit all other offenses because of this inattention. For name, one should remove this by taking association of Vaishnavas who chant properly in a secluded place. One should chant the holy name in his company for a short time, a few hours each day. By seeing the Vaishnava's attraction for the name, one will become inspired to give up indifference. Indifference. And gradually, the mind will become fixed on the name and will always be anxious for the nectar of the name. One will gradually and mutually increase from chanting short period. So in this way, in beginning, one should advise that one should not just eager to chant more rounds, rather one should try to chant attentively and with more care. So then Bhaktivinoda Thakur also gave this remedy for indifference, remedy for laziness. If one chants with lazy attitude, slow to start holy name to chant, that is called inertia. If one chants the names in this state, one taste for the name will not develop. This state of mind, even when one manages to chant the holy name, one always seeks respite or opportunities to interrupt the chanting. Then he gave also remedy for restlessness. By great effort, one eliminates the third type of inattention, restlessness of mind. Restlessness of resides where there is desire for women and wealth, attachment to material success and failure, desire for position or recognition, and the chanting. The recognition for the cheating propensity. If one is the four defects of a conditioned soul, then one can come to this restlessness. And for remedy, that the particular person attempts to eliminate restlessness of mind by following proper Vaishnava behavior. On Ekadashi and appearance day of Lord, one should stop thinking of eating and enjoying, and all day and night should chant in the association of devotees, in the association of the Lord's servants, in the Lord's dham, listening to scriptures concerning the Lord. One will begin to experience the contentment, joy, and confidence. Gradually, a topic about the Lord begin to immerse the mind on great bliss. The mind will increase its time spent on devotional service. Gradually, the higher taste will come, and in this way, this type of offense, the remedy for the restlessness, due to the restlessness, one get inattentive chanting will be can be cured. So that's why the remedy is one should be chant very attentively in the association of Vaishnavas. One should chant in front of Tulsi Maharani and or in front of great devotees in association. The devotee practice holy name sitting in a solitary place for short period in the beginning. That is Bhaktivinoda Thakur just writing. Sadhaka has to practically use this remedy. At least to chant sadhu sange harinam, यही मात्र चाहिए जगत अजनी त्यार कोनो वस्तु नहीं. So by chanting in association of Vaishnavas in front of Tulsi Maharani or a particular in a holy place, then gradually one can become free from this offense of inattentive chanting. So any comment, question?
That last point is very important, Maharaj, because I found another commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur that this is the root cause of all the other offenses. And he gives I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly, but I was convinced. It says, it's also an offense to be inattentive while chanting, means every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. So the success actually very much stressed on this. So then that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur says to chant attentively, one must focus on these three negligence. One is apathy,
Yes.
means no determination. Two is laziness due to tamagun. Three is distraction by unimportant, unrelated activities.
Yes.
So it's very constructive. And I see within me that is there. So this is a very nice. Thank you, Maharaj. I appreciate your ending. Very wonderful.
One has to start that is Bhaktivinoda Thakur Prathamete Hari Dine Bhoga Chinta Tyaji Sadhu Sange Ratra Dina Harinama Bhaji. You start from here. From okay. Day and night one should go on chanting in association of Vaishnavas. And Sad Vaishnavas ask their mercy. In this way, gradually come to the chanting holy name in attentively.
Maharaj, we could not discuss about the 10th offense, maintaining material attachments. We did not discuss about the 10th offense, maintaining material attachments.
I have not discussed that.
No.
Material attachment. Yes, because Bhaktivinoda Thakur put it in the end. Even after this offense he put. The attachment to me and mine. That Sute api nama mahatmye iyo prapti rahito naraha aham mamadi parama namni api aparadha. So anyhow it is put in a end. So that the devotee should cultivate full surrender to name according to scripture, and there are 6 types of surrender which are impossible to explain in detail. Here in brief they are okay. That surrender, we have to fully surrender. That because if one not surrender to Krishna, so why he surrendered not to Krishna? Because he is attached to other things. Because when these 6 types of saranagati or full surrender are not present in an individual, he is understood to be the possessed of me and mine intelligence. Such a person is considered to be abominable because he believes that he is the doer, that the world is his, and he is the creator of this of his destiny, and the enjoyer of fruits of his activities. That he is his own protector and maintainer. That he possesses a wife, brother, son, and daughter, and by that his own endeavor he can achieve all perfection and glory. So this is the offenses because of after hearing all the glories of so many glories of holy name, when he is still attached to the sense gratification, not to have complete faith in the glories of the holy name. Then such a person become very proud, and the prowess of his own knowledge, he knows that I know everything, so I can achieve everything by my own effort. And in such a case, the person become offender. This is the lifestyle of a pretender or cheater. He may chant name carelessly, but will never get prema. Rather, he will receive some material punya. This is the verdict of the scripture. Uh, So, if you one want to be free from this offense, then this offense why it arises, because being bound up tightly in material illusion, and deliverance from this offense is very difficult. One can find some people in a world who, by taking the process of pure bhakti, have developed an aversion to material life. Rejecting the material world, they have completely surrendered to the holy name, thinking themselves insignificant and unqualified. They humbly worship Krishna's lotus feet, and without material motive, sing the Lord's name. One who is guilty of the 10th offense should seek out of this type of a person, and with the desire to give up his material attachments. He should take that devotee's association and serve him. Gradually, he will become fixed in name, and then concepts of me and mine will disappear, and he will cross over the world of the Maya. So we see all these offenses everywhere. There is putting something in negative. We have to just take to the positive. And another thing is one has to surrender to the Vaishnava association and mercy. One must reject by the mercy of Vaishnavas. Sadhu Sange Harinama यही मात्र चाहिए. One must chant holy name in association of Vaishnavas. So in this way, one can make himself free from the offenses. Without the mercy of Vaishnavas, that it's not possible to free from offenses. Chadiya Vaishnava seva nistar paiche keva. So in this way, we can progress in path of chanting. So any comment about this offense? This final offense. Not to have complete faith and maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions in this matter. So remedy is Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling that you have to find a Vaishnava who is completely surrendered to Krishna. So unless someone is surrendered to Krishna, not following the Saranagati, not follow the 6 principles of Saranagati, so it will be difficult to overcome this offense. When you surrender to Krishna, so he is to find such a devotee who is surrendered to Krishna. And by following his footprints and advice, gradually he will be free from this offense. Okay. And there is discussion of after Bhaktivinoda Thakur describing about Seva Aparats, and we know that Haristhani Aparadhe, Tare Harinam, they are not so important. And then he described Bhajana Pranali, about this or Ekadasha Bhava, all these are not practical. ISKCON we are not, Prabhupada never taught us all these things. So last chapter we just not going to discuss. So any question or comment? Okay, it is already time, 7 o'clock. So we end the session here. Thank you all for hearing. I am not such a qualified person. I am simply getting purified by your associations. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.